because they belong to God. If it's any bringing down to be done, God will bring them down, not you. Because if you touch what God has anointed, you become an enemy not of the person, but an enemy of God. Talk to me, somebody. When God anoints a person, no matter what they do, be careful about putting your mouth on them because they belong to God. If it's any bringing down to be done, God will bring them down, not you. Because if you touch what God has anointed, you become an enemy not of the person, but an enemy of God. Talk to me, somebody.
Well, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to those of you who are locked on to the street 919 FM. It's a rainy Monday morning. It's already 10:31, and I am here with you, playing you some of the best gospel music on the planet Earth. And I have to put it that way. And let me say good morning to all the persons I would have met yesterday at the PNM Women's League. It was really an awesome time. And this morning I just want to encourage and inspire somebody out there to believe that despite all that you went through in 2022, God is still on your side.
Nobody like you, hey, Jesus. No one can heal like you can. Hey. Oh, Jesus. There's nobody like you, Lord. One more time, all over the room, we cry, oh.
So I want to play this song this morning to encourage somebody who, might be going through your wit's end. I'm going to play this song by a young lady by the name of Renice Lawrence, and I hope that it does bless somebody. And then there's another song I want to play by another young lady by the name of Nataki Lendo. All right? By Nataki Lendo. I want to play that song also for somebody and let you know that the 2022 you would have made it through. You are now in November, coming to the end of November, and you have made it through. And if you can make it through 2022, then believe that the same God that you would have believed in and trusted in and walked in to, and give him your everything, just know that he is able to continue to take you through all that you are facing. All right, so I want to play this young lady for you. I'm going to play two young ladies, local music from Trinidad and Tobago. So, I have my friend, his name is Iwer, and he would have done something for me. So let me play this for you. So if you have been going through a whole lot of stuff, and you're just wondering, Lord, why? When is this going to end? When am I going to see above water? That's a question that some people ask. Lord, when is this going to end? When am I going to see above water? When are things going to turn around for me? There's a song by Vashon Mitchell. It's turning around for me. And you're asking yourself, Lord, when is it going to turn around? When are things going to turn around for me? When am I going to be able to lift my head above water and be confident, knowing that things are going to be different in 2023. Things are going to be different for you. So hold your head up high. Believe God that he's going to open doors for you You know, I met a friend yesterday, and you know, she said to me, she said, I believe in God for my home. I want my home. I want, if it's not an HCC house, I want to be able to go to TTMF or go to somewhere, a bank, and be able to get my home and leave an inheritance for my children. And I said, wow, you know, and those are things that you have to speak into the atmosphere, you know, and believe God for it. So let me play this song for you by a young lady.
I see the King of Glory coming on the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes, the whole earth shakes. I see his love and mercy washing over all our sins. The people sing, the people sing. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. I see a generation rising up to take their place with selfless faith, with selfless faith. I see a near revival, oh, and it's stirring as we pray and seek. We're on our knees, we're on our knees. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Oh, heal my heart and make it clean. Open up my eyes to the things unseen. Show me how to love like you have loved me. Break my heart for what breaks yours. Everything I am for your kingdom's cause. As I walk from earth into eternity. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, touched on every side, but you are with me. I may be surrounded day and night, but you are with me. I may not have the strength to fight, but you are with me. Though my heart and flesh fail, you'll always be my strength. 'Cause you lift me up when I have fallen, and in my weakness, God, your grace is enough. I am stronger in you. I am stronger in you. And you fill me up when I'm on empty. This I know, on my weakest of
Lift your hands, everybody. Team, begin to lead us as we worship the Lord. Come on.
Crying out to you, God. We need you now, yeah. We're crying out to you, God, 'cause we know you can do it. You're the God who never changes. You're the God who is eternal. Yeah. We cry out to the God who never changes. We cry out to the God who is eternal. We cry out to the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal our land. We cry out to the God who never changes. We cry out to the God who is eternal. We cry out to the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal our land. We're calling out to you. Our souls long for you. You're the only one forever faithful. You're the God who's always able. To the God who never changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry out. To the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal. Come on, church, let me hear you. We cry out to the God who never changes, to the God who is eternal, to the only one, restore and heal our land. See, we're calling out for our soul love for you. You're the God. Yes, we're calling out to you. Anybody want to? Yes, we're calling out. Say you're the only one who's forever faithful. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Can we say that together? Cry, waymaker, say. Waymaker, miracle, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Let's declare it together. Waymaker, waymaker, yeah, miracle worker, oh my promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Everybody cry. Waymaker, waymaker, yeah, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Let's declare it together. Waymaker, Lord. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here. You are here. Turning lives around. Turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. Say, I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You are here. Mending every heart. I worship. I worship. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Everybody lift it. Say, waymaker. Yeah. Oh.
we declare that over Trinidad and Tobago today. He's a way maker, a miracle worker, promise keeper. He's a light in the darkness. So we're going for a break. We come back. When we come back, we get into our talk today. So share the live and join me on Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., to the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., The Law and You, and every Friday evening from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All Night Prayer Live, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
91.9 is counting down 91 days of Christmas. Yes, 91 days of Christmas. It's karaoke, prizes to be won, giveaways. It's the 91 days of Christmas on the Street. 919 FM.
I could sing a good serenade. Oh, it's Christmas.
His energy cannot be denied. Hailing from St. Mary, Jamaica, the Prophet, King Shango.
Now for them, don't sleep one night, them all a worry and fear. I do say, I'm a try to disrespect.
Kings and queens, welcome the one, the only, Capleton.
Boy, if it is Marcus, then you must fight with us. Equal rights and justice.
Tell them, Prophet.
The more them try to kill women and the more we live longer. More them try to live women and the more we get stronger.
Live from the Queen's Park Savannah, the Kingdom of Consciousness. Get ready for the Prophet, Capleton.
Man a fire, man a fire. We don't go back down and they cannot go.
Capleton at Kings of the Earth. Get your tickets now. Exclusively at advertised outlets or online at islandetickets.com. Visit all our social media platforms. Keywords Kings of the Earth Concert.
For the leadership position, a hard-working soldier for years in the PNM. He going for the leader of the party, so there we support with friends. Hey, Ronald boy, for leader of the party. Come on, everybody, Ronald boy, we
and Tobago. This is yours truly, Pastor Charles, streaming live from Port of Spain, Trinidad, Marva Road, 91.9. Our services start from, 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning from the first, the second, and last Wednesday of the month. We are going to have a TRME time in the presence of God. We will be praying, praise God, for our nation. We'll be praying for families. We'll be praying for those that are sick and those that are in need. Tune in to the best station, 91.5 FM Street Live, Port of Spain, Marava.
The money can't run. Give brother Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family.
Calling all social media influencers, carnival babies, and boat ride lovers. Get ready for TikTok on the Sea. On board the Embassy Yacht Carnival Saturday, 18th February 2023. Boarding 3 p.m. at the Hyatt Waterfront in Port of Spain. Sailing 4 to 7 p.m. Tickets cost TT $200. Includes free shots and cutters on entry. Plus, giveaways from Fab Look Beauty Bar 868 and $1,000 in cash. Courtesy World of Things online retail store. Performances by Bubbles and Yankee Boy, alongside DJs Princess Chow, Nigel Snipes, Razor, and more. Tickets available online at islandetickets.com. Bobby's Bar Curette, Sheds 868-461-4159. Cross 346-380-9679. TikTok on the Sea is hosted by Lady Hype and powered by Campari, Magnum, the World of Things online retail store, and Cross Promotions. Miss this? Your mad is niceness outside.
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the Street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come in, so line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute God Amari, King Selassie.
Pray that.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Well, I'm back with you, Trinidad and Tobago, and you know, as I said to you, today's Monday, and on a Monday, some people just want to, you know, get in that frame of mind to go through the week ahead, and especially we're coming down now to the end of the year. You know, a lot of things have been going through people's mind, and you know, there are some people who would say, you know, I wasn't able to accomplish certain things this year, and you know, no fault of yours. It's just that situations did not allow it, that you were able to accomplish and do what you wanted to do this year. And there are some people who are very discouraged by that. Very, very discouraged. And, you know, also there are situations where people are unable to meet the needs of loved ones and friends, expectations of loved ones and friends. And some people just end up giving up. There's a story, I'm trying to find the story, of a young man in Moruga. I don't know how many of you would have read this story over the weekend, where there was a young man in Moruga who was going through so much, boy. So much. And he hung himself. His wife and his children came and saw him hanging. Boy, no. He's only in his 30s. All right? He's in his 30s and he would have hanged himself. I don't know how many of you saw that story. I'm trying to pull it up to read it for you guys. And I think that sometimes, you know, some of us, we need to take it easy. Take it easy, boy. Because there are some people rooting for you to lose, you know. You know that? There are some people rooting for you to lose, and there are some people rooting for you to win. All right? And you have to decide where you want to be. You know, with the help of Almighty God, you have to sometimes, you know, deal with things in a way that will keep you in the right frame of mind. You know, I was talking to my dad on Saturday, and you know, it's a fact, you know, and some people haven't yet come to terms with it. You know, there are people who it's very easy to lose your mind, you know. And your peace of mind is something that you should never allow anybody to take away from you. And a mind, boy. You know, T.D. Jakes would have said something about the mind. And, you know, it's something that I think some people, your mind is a terrible thing to waste. And your mind is something that you not to allow anybody to get into that space and destroy you. Right? So I had an interesting weekend. Very, very interesting weekend. Sunday I would have spent some time with the Women's League. And I know some of them are listening. And I know some of them are very, very smiling right now. Yeah, Sunday I spent some time with the Women's League in the PNM. Also, on Saturday, as I said, I spent some time with my dad. And on Friday, I would have spent some time on the ground. And when I say on the ground, I mean, you know, on the ground, talking to people on the streets. Well, I normally would have that time with some people who I meet from time to time. So it's interesting, very, very interesting what some people have to say and what's going on. One of the things that I'm hearing and I'm seeing is people who are contractors, boy. Some contractors are really feeling it. I'm seeing where there's a press conference going on. I don't know how many of you are aware that there's a press conference going on with the Commission of Inquiry into the incident, the tragedy that happened at Paria. And talking right now is the former a gentleman who was once the AG of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maraj. I want to give you a little taste of what he is talking about. Then I have a discussion I want to take. I just giving you a little taste of what he may be talking about. Then I have a discussion I want to have with you today on Street 919 FM. So join me on Iwer TV. I'm going to show you a video now of the Commission of Inquiry that's happening. I think it's a press conference that's happening live right now. And then I'm going to come back by 11:30. And then we're going to get into our discussion. So listen to this, Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maraj. I don't know what he's talking about, but I know it has to do with the inquiry into the death of the divers in Paria.
Possession of commercial diving certification. The remainder of the dive team was in possession of recreational scuba certification. Scuba certification was not intended or designed to prepare divers for commercial diving. The diving personnel, therefore, was inadequately trained for commercial diving, specifically to perform an operation that involves differential pressure hazards. The contractor also failed to manage operational safety with respect to dealing with differential pressure hazards. The operational and safety management observations concerning the contractor and the facility operators did not include umbilical management, as the dive operation was performed on scuba. Scuba diving was absolutely not the tool for the job, for the type of operation, and the location offshore from the main facility. With surface supply diving, there is independent hardware communication between each of the divers and the supervisor topside. It would have been easier from a diver retriever's standpoint, as the divers are tethered with dive umbilical. Surface supply diving would have also afforded the divers with an unlimited supply of air to accommodate any complications that might arise during the emergency response. Then the report stated, from all material reviewed, it is apparent that no planning, mitigation plan, emergency response plan, pre-dive checks, and verifications, as well as actions during the course of the dive, took into account the potential for a Delta P hazard. And it continued, the testimony of Christopher Boudram outlines the failure of both PARIA officials and the Coast Guard to authorize the timely rescue of the other 4 divers, which ultimately made it a recovery operation. It is respectfully submitted that an issue which arises for determination in this inquiry is whether PARIA and LMCS considered or ought to have considered the use of commercial surface supply air instead of scuba air in the preparation of the scope of works and in development of an emergency response plan. May I draw attention to evidence which the Coast Guard gave. I also draw attention to the evidence of Lieutenant Hargrave of the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard at paragraphs 10 and 11 of his evidence, in which he stated that the rescue operation of the divers from the pipeline required commercial equipment, such as a dive helmet with ship air supply. He also stated that the Coast Guard did not have equipment of that nature. He informed PARIA's Catherine Balkisoon that the Coast Guard divers who only train and have the requisite aptitude to perform operational scuba diving and not commercial dives. I also draw attention, Mr. Chairman, to the evidence of PARIA's Randolph Archibald at paragraphs 34 and 35 of his witness statement, in which he said that he advised PARIA's incident commander, Colin Piper, that it was unsafe for divers to dive within the pipeline to perform a rescue without a continuous air supply with surface and supply equipment. The preliminary findings of OSHA in the OSHA report dated the 29th of April 2022 is relevant to this inquiry. In that report, it stated the issues. It is respectfully submitted that the issues, whether they existed on Friday, the 25th of February 2022 in the habitat at the time the accident occurred, a safe system of work was in place, and in that context, it is relevant to refer to the preliminary findings of the report compiled by OSHA dated the 29th of April 2022. OSHA, Mr. Chairman, is a statutory body, and its core tasks are to encourage and ensure compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act and its related regulations. It conducting an investigation into this accident to determine whether there were any breaches of the OSHA Act. Its preliminary findings included the following: the safe system of work employed for the subsea maintenance works failed to ensure that persons working within the habitat were not thereby exposed to risks to their safety and health. The risk assessment and job safety analysis done by LMCS was neither suitable nor sufficient for the task. LMCS emergency plans reveal that the plans did not identify and make provisions for emergency scenarios based on an assessment of the potential risk of the works to be done. Based on the interviews OSHA conducted with PARIA officials, OSHA made the following findings at paragraph 6.2.4 of its report. 1. PARIA's planner, Mr. Terence Rampasad Singh, stated that he did not have experience in offshore subsea maintenance works. 2. PARIA's maintenance technician, Mr. Houston Majad Singh, stated that he had 7 months' experience in PARIA, and his prior work experience was in construction and pipe fitting. He had no experience in offshore and subsea maintenance work. And the custodian of the permit to work procedure, PARIA HSEQ lead, Mr. Randolph Archibald, stated, 1. He served in different capacities in his prior work experience in Petrotrin, but he did not have any experience in offshore subsea maintenance work. And 2. He admitted that his team did not have the required competency in offshore subsea maintenance work. At paragraph 625 of that report, it states that a review of PARIA's fire and emergency response plan revealed that the plan did not identify and make provisions for emergency scenarios based on an assessment of potential risks in the subsea maintenance works. I will now deal, Mr. Chairman, with the rescue efforts of LMC and PARIA. One of the terms of reference of the Commission is for the Commission to inquire into whether PARIA and LMCS employed sufficient safeguards and measures to ensure the safety of the divers and the measures employed to ensure the rescue of the divers. I would summarize the evidence of the efforts made by LMC and PARIA to rescue the divers. LMCS efforts. Christopher Budram, in his evidence, stated that when he was rescued on the afternoon of Friday, the 25th of February 2022, the other divers were alive and were waiting to be rescued. He said that Faisal was just behind him in an air pocket. The evidence of LMCS is that LMCS assessed that the divers were in the pipeline after the accident occurred, and they devised a rescue plan at 3:20 p.m. on Friday, the 25th of February 2022, utilizing scuba equipment. This plan could have been implemented immediately, according to LMCS. LMCS stated that it was prevented from conducting such a rescue in the pipeline by PARIA, notwithstanding that LMCS had divers and equipment available to conduct the rescue. LMCS...
Could I ask you to pause there for a minute? Just so that I got the timings right. What time was it that Mr. Budram came out of the pipe? When was he actually rescued from the pipe?
He was rescued at 4... Sometime between 4:30 and 4:45, right, or 5 p.m. But these are efforts made before Budram.
So this is before that, right? Yeah. That's what I wanted to understand. So this is a rescue plan that was devised at 3:20.
Yes.
So more than an hour before.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much.
Much obliged. This plan could have been implemented immediately. LMCS stated that it was prevented from conducting such a rescue in the pipeline by PARIA, notwithstanding that LMCS had divers and equipment available to conduct the rescue. LMCS evidence is that its rescue plan was revised at about 6:30 p.m. to include the use of surface supply equipment which arrived at the site, which is a commercial supply document. LMCS evidence is that notwithstanding its appeals to PARIA to permit an attempted rescue, PARIA refused to permit it to do so. LMCS evidence is that when Christopher Budram stated that all of the divers were alive and LMCS divers sought to defy those instructions and effect the rescue, LMCS divers were directed by the Coast Guard to stand up. PARIA, that is before Christopher Budram, according to the evidence of PARIA, at about 3:06 p.m., it activated its incident command system and convened its incident command team. It commenced open water sea searches, notified the relevant support agencies of the accident, and was seeking to obtain information about what occurred. When Paria was informed at about 5:45 p.m. that Christopher Boudram was rescued, Paria then considered the real possibility that the divers could be in the pipeline and devised an action plan to obtain video footage of inside of the pipeline to determine the exact location of the divers and to get experts to review the footage to advise it on a possible rescue. It also decided through its incident commander that LMCS be informed that diving into the pipeline was not allowed because it was too dangerous, and it requested the Coast Guard to enforce that decision.
Again, sorry to interrupt you, but so that again I have the time.
No, mate.
When was it that the timing of the actual incident itself, when the screen, as we saw it earlier, went blank?
2:45, around 2:45.
That's at 2:45. So we have the incident taking place at 2:45. And am I to understand you to say that it was 3 hours or so from that moment before Paria or the Coast Guard considered that the divers were actually in the pipe?
Yes.
So for 3 hours, no one, or they at least, did not consider that any of the divers were actually inside the pipe?
Correct, Mr.
They were just looking in the ocean?
According to the evidence, correct.
Right. 3 hours?
Yeah.
And what triggered them to believe that they might be inside the pipe was the fact that Mr. Boudram came out of it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
According to Paria, the video footage which it obtained around midnight on Friday, the 25th of February 2022 at 3 a.m. on Saturday, the 26th of February 2022, showed that there was equipment and gear stuck in the pipeline. Paria also contends that the Coast Guard and the dive companies it contacted declined to perform any rescue because they considered such an operation too risky. Paria also explored the option of cutting the pipeline, which it said would have taken too long. At 5:15 p.m. on Saturday, the 26th of February 2022, Colin Piper, Incident Commander, and Mustaq Mohammed, General Manager, decided to move the operation to one of recovery.
Sorry, what time is that?
5:15 p.m. on Saturday,
on the Saturday,
26th of February. The question which arises is whether reasonable efforts were made by Paria and LMCS to rescue the 5 divers from the pipeline. That is, the efforts made before the rescue of Christopher Boudram and the efforts made to rescue the 4 divers from the pipeline after Christopher Boudram was rescued. What I want to do now, Mr. Chairman, is to summarize some of the other relevant evidence under the categories pre-accident, the accident, and post-accident.
Thank you. Pick your own moment when you think it's appropriate to take a short break. All right?
Much obliged, Mr. Chairman. Pre-accident. And I will summarize the evidence about the scope of works, method statement, risk assessments, and emergency response plan. The evidence shows that the scope of works for the contract were developed and prepared by Paria. LMCS agreed with the scope of works, which was prepared by Paria. Paria also reviewed and accepted LMCS's method statements for doing the works, the risk assessment for the works, which were to be done by LMCS, and the emergency response plan for the works in the event that any emergency arose in LMCS doing the said works. Prior to the contract to be entered into by Paria and LMCS work, the scopes of the contract developed by Paria, there was a tendering process which was conducted. Tenders were submitted and Paria reviewed all the relevant documents and then agreed for LMCS to be the contractor for the works. Sea line number 36 had been out of service as its risers at berths 5 and 6 had leaks. Works on the Sea Line 36 section at Bird 5 were previously successfully undertaken by LMCS Limited in November 2020. The scope of works for the repair to the risers at Birds 5 and 6 on.
We are the street. 919 FM. The only radio station bringing perfect balance between entertainment and talk. Updating you with current affairs and social issues.
So what, we should just sit down and take the foolishness that's being meted out because of you feel that all you're real bad?
Right? Unlike his situation that I don't even want to go back and bring up and highlight.
You don't have a good record where that is concerned?
Having you in the loop with trends and entertainment. Providing music that lives on.
Darling, I feel the disco.
And spiritual food for the body, mind, and soul.
Satan soul face. We're not taking that.
The Street. 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
For the leadership position, a hard-working soldier for years in the PNM. He going for the leader of the party, so there we support we friend. Hey, Ronald boy, for leader of the party. Come on, everybody, Ronald boy, we supporting a hard worker.
91.9 is counting down 91 days of Christmas. Yes, 91 days of Christmas. It's karaoke, prizes to be won, giveaways. It's the 91 days of Christmas on the Street. 919 FM.
I could sing a good serenade. Oh, it's Christmas.
Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The story all about that good shepherd, how he leave the precious flock to bring back one that's wayward. That man knows what each lamb in his care is worth. Whether it is white or black, thin or fat, none must be hurt. With 1.4 million registered citizens, 14 to 15,000 man and woman stand to influence this land. And when the grass is green, there's a big money seed. That sheep look overweight, the rest are sheep look thin and lean. Is it 1% eating big in this pasture, mixing up one another, influencing the leader? But what about the 90 and 9? Don't mind you build a big mansion, don't mind you get enough attention. Your business thrive off the poor man. All you could have the 90 and 9 in Cedars, down in the Gaga, over in when I'm back down to Chatham. We can't forget the 90 and 9 in Maclot, over by Apocat, Rancho Quemado, Sangre Chiquito, are singing for the 90 and 9, Carapo Caparo, Los Bajolos Zero, Rasho Seco, Guayco, are praying for the 90 and 9.
So share the live, share the live, share the live. Join me. We're going to get into our discussion now. So apparently they're having the inquiry on the divers, and I would have given you a little taste of it. So I hope that you did listen and hear what's going on. We're going to get more about it. We're going to hear more about it. You're going to get more clips on it. And you're going to, have your say where that is concerned. But I want you to have your say on this state, on something that I heard over the weekend.
Oh yeah, milk and honey could flow over Trinbago. Blessings coming after you fleece the flock. Tax it be hard like rock. Some people still in shock. The vein on the block, waiting to get back. They walk. We hope for.
All right, so I want to start the discussion today. I was listening to the news, and while listening to the news, I would have heard a soundbite, and I said, "What? I have to play that soundbite on my program. I want to hear what the listeners to the Street 919 FM have to say about this, because I want to hear your views. I really want to hear your views, and I know that some of you may not want to call in and talk, but that's okay. That's all right. But I think it's something that need to be. I want to hear your views on. I really, really want to hear your views on it. So I'm going to give you that time. Right? I'm going to give you all that time to share your views on this statement that I heard. So let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So let me read the article for you. So the article goes like this. I'm going to take down the music. Remember to share the live. Join me on Iwer TV. Let me say good morning to those of you joining me on YouTube, and those of you joining me on Facebook. Good morning. And those of you who are listening to me on national radio and also on our app. Right. So this is how the story go. The MP for Port of Spain South, St. Anne's West says the time has come for members of Parliament of the ruling People's National Movement to get back to the ground and listen to the people. Stuart Young said it is also critical for the youth to be brought on board. Mr. Young, who is also the Minister of Energy, said while all the issues facing citizens could not be solved immediately, members of the party must get to all 41 constituencies and listen to the people. You all heard that? You all heard that? Nah, man, you all didn't hear what I just read. I'm going to read it one more time. And I want you to listen to what Minister Stuart Young had to say. The MP for Port of Spain South, let me take that again. The MP for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West said the time has come for members of the ruling People's National Movement to get back to the ground and listen to the people. Stuart Young said it is also critical for the youth to be brought on board. Minister Young is also the Minister of Energy, right? Saying while all the issues facing citizens could not be solved immediately, members of the party must get to all 41 constituencies to listen to the people. Let's listen to Minister Young and what he had to say.
We need to re-engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage the young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
What do you have to say? What do you have to say about what you just heard Minister Young said? The numbers to call 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, and 466-5391. So I'm going straight to the phone lines. I want to hear what you have to say today. Hello, hi, good morning.
Well, Mr. Young has said the right thing. It's supposed to be, and also, but no man, you cannot see the minister all the time, because he is the minister for San Fernando and Port of Spain, Toko and all about. So, if he's in Port of Spain, the people in Toko cannot see him at the same time. The month is too short for him to be all about at the same time. And I have a problem to it. In my area here, sometimes I can see the councillor, or the mayor, what they call the mayor, the man who is the only police councillor. And some people say they don't see him because I'm home all the time, so I can see him. But the people who are not home, saying they're not seeing him. But when he passes, they're not there. And then there's a place where they go and people can see them, but they don't go. So it's a kind of problematic thing for the minister and councillors, you know. But what he's saying is right. They're supposed to get to the ground and listen to what the people saying. But it's a meeting, they can't meet everybody by the road. Okay, let's have a meeting. Today is 4:45, and let's hear what everybody have to say one by one. You can't take what everybody's saying. It's a problematic thing for a minister. But it's supposed to get to the ground anyway. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Google. You ever heard of it? Hello?
Hi, morning.
Good morning. You know who you're speaking to?
No.
The same person who's smiling from yesterday.
Okay.
Benel.
Yeah.
You see?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am fine. I had to call you because I don't want to break. So, I was looking for a red whole morning since 6 o'clock. Anyhow, all I have to say is I can't say too much because of my position.
Yeah.
But all I have to say is that I am glad that, the members of Parliament, they know what they have to do and they're willing to do it. That's all I have to say.
Great. Thank you very much for listening and calling in.
Yeah, you might think I'm bragging, but all right.
I hear you, ma'am. Have a great one.
Goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
Hello, good morning. Okay, caller. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Pastor Google. Thank God I got you. I'm not calling about what you're doing there, but this is a lady from Pin City. I'm calling to tell you thank you so much. Tech came and they fixed the lights.
Okay.
So thank you so very, very much.
You are most welcome.
Okay, have a blessed day.
Same to you. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so we're going back to the calls, taking your calls 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791. You want to know what we're talking about? I'm going to play for you what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about this here. All right, this is what we're talking about.
With our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage the young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
Story all about that good shepherd, how he leave the precious flock to bring back one that's wayward. That man knows what each lamb in his care is worth. Whether it is white or black, thin or fat, none must be hurt. With 1.4 million registered citizens, 14 to 15,000 man and woman stand to influence this land. And when the grass is green, there's a big money scene. That sheep look overweight, the rest are sheep look thin and lean. Is it 1% eating big in the pasture, mixing up one another, influencing the leader? But what about the 90 and 9?
We engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage the young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
Good shepherd, I'm telling you, listen to the sheep, yeah.
So I'm taking your calls, 342-0081.
Remember when we chased them?
342-0081. 771-1791, 771-1791, and 466-5391. What are your thoughts? Somebody is saying on Facebook, well said. Somebody else is saying, I want to read some of the comments that I'm seeing on Facebook. Pastor Google, he is so correct. I have heard you saying the same thing. Yeah, I've been seeing it. All right, somebody saying hello. Hi, how are you? Okay. He is so right. Never see my MP went to his office or went to her office and never see her. Cool. What are some of the other statements I'm seeing on Facebook? Let me see what somebody's saying. No. Okay, now they want to. You didn't have now they want to. You have now the. Right? Now they want to listen. After all them years wasted. Good one. Like he was sleeping all these years. Okay. Right, so if you hear me struggling, it's because I'm trying to make sense of some of the Facebook statements that I'm seeing here. All right, blessed Monday morning to you, Pastor Google, family and friends. Blessings to you all to have a safe and happy day. Thank you very much. All right, so taking your calls. So we just heard Minister Young. All right, so true, Minister Young. All right, somebody saying so true, Minister Young. So we're taking calls on statements made by Minister Young. What are your thoughts about it? All right, what are your thoughts about what Minister Young had to say? Minister Young is saying, hey, we have to come back on the ground. And I don't know how they plan to. I am going to try to get Mr. Young in studio so that Mr. Young could explain to us some of the things that he has been doing in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs, and also the statement that he made over the weekend. How do they plan to get back on the ground? How do they plan to interact with you? You know, the people who have put them there.
We need to re-engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage the young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
Right, somebody is saying on YouTube, I hope all you asking for the MPs to come on the ground, I hope they are willing to carry the country forward and not just depend on the government. All right, there's somebody on YouTube who is saying that. That's Kelvin Williams. All right, so we're getting ready to go for the news. When I come back, we're going to continue this discussion here on the Street 919 FM. Again, let me say thank you to all of you joining me on Facebook and on YouTube. I appreciate it a whole lot. Yes, this is a great move. This is a great move. Most parliamentarians realize that this is necessary to do. All right, without the people being nothing positive will come out. Nothing positive will come the PNM way. Very interesting. I think this is a great statement. So I'm thankful that those of you on YouTube and on Facebook sending your comments, reading them out, looking at them, seeing what you're saying. Pastor Google, the COVID also. All right. You see this? Let me take a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Google.
Hi, morning.
It's never too late, and it's never too late to buck up, shape up. So I'm glad to hear what the minister said, right?
All right.
Never too late, man. Okay, so long there is life, there is hope.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Right, let me see if I can take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Google.
Hi, morning.
Yeah, I agree with what the minister said, but the only thing I want to play a kind of devil thing is that PNM young people, you want to get down to the ground, or all the youths.
It's all the youths, he said. He didn't specify in PNM or UNC, and he also said 41 constituencies.
Yes, all 41.
All 41. So it doesn't matter PNM constituency, UNC constituency, saying that 41. And he's
But
also
we need the cooperation of the other side also, so that we could get on, let everybody could be on one page.
Well, I don't think that will happen. I think that's a far-fetched dream. But I have to go for a break. When I come back, we continue that discussion.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going for a break. We're going for the news at 12 with Ms. Vanessa Thomas, and then we're going to come back. All right, it's 11:54, and we come back after the news and continue our discussion here on the Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
91.9 is counting down 91 days of Christmas. Yes, 91 days of Christmas. It's karaoke, prizes to be won, giveaways. It's the 91 days of Christmas on the Street, 919 FM.
I could sing a good serenade. Oh, it's Christmas.
Want to furnish your home in style? Stylus Furniture makes this possible. Shop using our affordable layaway options to purchase any of our modern sectionals, dining, living room, or bedroom sets, and receive a dinner voucher for two at Ateliers Restaurant and Lounge. For further information, contact us at 652-2542, 652-2688, and 790-1202. You can also visit any of our branches located at 101 Crackness Village, Princestown, and 51 Rushwood Street in San Fernando. Stylus Furniture, for the style in you.
From Rocky Point, Clarendon, Jamaica, Colvin George Scott, a.k.a. Coco T, began his recording career in 1974. One of the most versatile and down-to-earth reggae superstars, Coco T is a champion of the needy. On Saturday, 26th of November, Queens Park, Savannah, the Kingdom of Consciousness welcomes the King, King Coco T.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Coco T, performing live at Kings of the Earth. Coco T.
Rastaman, no work with the EEA.
This is going to be a sold-out event, so get your tickets now. Exclusively at advertised outlets or online at islandetickets.com. Visit all our social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram for more info. Keywords, Kings of the Earth Concert.
Blessings in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Nikki Garcia, and you are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Here, Pastor Helen Garcia and my husband, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. Tune in and prepare to be blessed.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Tune into the Street Street 91.9 FM.
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
For the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the Street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me." John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM. Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com.
News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, father of two found hanging at his Moruga home. Elderly man knocked down while crossing highway. Family of four loses home to fire. An internationally deadly earthquake kills 46 in Indonesia. And now the news in detail. A father of two was found hanging at his Moruga home early Saturday morning. John Julian Frederick was found by his children's mother and two children ages 3 and 6. The 35-year-old was discovered hanging from a rope in a wash shed at his Marak Village Moruga home around 7 a.m. And an elderly man who is yet to be identified was killed this morning after he was knocked down while crossing the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway. The man, thought to be in his late 60s, was killed on the eastbound lanes of the highway near Boundary Road Extension, El Socorro, around 2 a.m. The vehicle that hit the elderly man was reportedly being driven by an off-duty female security guard assigned to SWAT security services. A family of four from Woodland are now homeless after a fire Sunday morning gutted their home. Homeowner 52-year-old Errol Sukhansing said he was on his way to the Penal Market at around 7:40 a.m. when he got a phone call from a neighbor that his house at La Fortune Pluck Road was engulfed in flames. Sukhansing, who lived with his wife and their two sons, 17 and 24, said the fire quickly spread throughout the structure and nothing was saved. The cause is believed to be electrical, but Sukhansing said he did not want to speculate. The Met Office has stated that Trinidad and Tobago will continue to experience rainy weather today with a low to medium chance of isolated thunderstorm activities. It says a few showers are expected to linger into the night. People are also being advised that street flooding and gusty winds are possible in the event of heavier downpours. Internationally, an earthquake in Indonesia's main island of Java has killed at least 46 people and damaged dozens of buildings, including an Islamic boarding school, a hospital, and other public facilities. 700 people were also injured, mainly from collapsed buildings. The country of more than 270 million people is frequently struck by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis because of its location on the Ring of Fire, which is an arc of volcanoes and fault lines in the Pacific Basin. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook, and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines: father of two found hanging at his Moruga home. Elderly man knocked down while crossing highway. Family of four loses home to fire. And internationally, deadly earthquake kills 46 in Indonesia. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
The street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Bring back peace on the street.
Bless the world with harmony. There's no greater time for love, no greater time for peace.
No, it's boy Aaron Duncan speaking, and we just want one thing, and you know, is that peace on the street. Yeah, man. Hey, D! Boom.
This feeling I wait for year after year. Oh no. Jumping with strangers and family, nothing can compare. Oh no. Without music flowing through my soul, without music we will never know how beautiful life can be, how precious a friend can be, how powerful that must be to know.
Come let me dance, come let me trip, come let me jam, come let me free up, come let me dance, come let me trip, come let me jam, come let me free up, come let me dance, come let me trip, come let me jam, come let me free up, come let me dance, hey!
Take me to a place I know, a place with one people where vibes can grow. Let the music flow, and let it be known.
Peace on the street.
Bless the world with harmony. There's no greater time for love, no greater time for peace.
Yeah, we're bringing back the peace on the streets, on the Street 919 FM. So if you didn't know, now you know that the Street 919 FM has embarked on a peace treaty as we aim to bring back peace, love, and unity to the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, there is no life in war. There is life only in peace. You know, and I want to tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, look forward to us coming on the streets because we really want to hear from you, and we're really going to be continuing our our initiative with the peace on the streets. All right, so the Peace Treaty 919 FM, bring back peace, love, unity on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. So we're getting ready to go now to our Christmas segment. All right, it's a brand new Christmas on the Street 919 FM as we count down 91 days to Christmas. We will be giving away 91 prizes to 91 children, but that's not all. Keeping in the Christmas spirit, we have many more surprises in store for you. Keep it locked on the Street 919 FM because it's a brand new Christmas. So don't touch your dial. I know most of you, as I said before, as I always say, I know most of you right now, you're on your lunch break. So as you enjoy your lunch, take in a little Iwer.
This Christmas I want mucho dinero. Let me go. Dance around these tables, get up if you're able, get up. Dance around these tables, let me go. Dance around these tables, get up if you're able, get up. Dance around these tables, let me go. Christmas season, people ready for shopping, waiting for somebody to release the money. I said Christmas season, the women them waiting for somebody Janeiro. Let me go. Dance around these tables, dance get up.
So remember, it's a brand new Christmas on the Street 919 FM. Brand new Christmas, all right? So you need to stay with us right here on the Street 919 FM as we continue to give you the Christmas vibes, keep you in the Christmas spirit, as they would say. So it's a brand new Christmas on the Street 919 FM as we count down 91 days to Christmas. We'll be giving away 91 prizes to 91 children. But that's not all. Keeping in the Christmas spirit, we have many, many more surprises in store for you, our listeners. So keep it locked on the Street 919 FM because it's a brand new Christmas. Remember, if you want the boss, Neil Iwer George, at any of your events, you get in contact with his management. Just jump onto Facebook or Instagram and you can message them right there. And we're going to give you a number, we're going to give you a number where you can contact his management to get him at any of your little Christmas events, your office vibes. You know, some people have their little office get together. Some people have their little family get together. Because some people, family huge, you know. So some people have the little family get together. Some people have the little church get together. And they want to dance around the table. You know, call the boss. And he will come and get you in that Christmas vibes now. All right? So you can get in contact with the boss management. And they will keep you abreast of all that is going on. Or how you can get boss to come and do his thing for you. All right?
Don't study it. Most important, we live in. We were still up, we were still around. In the east and in the west, in the north and in the south. Even though I'm not seen, we still will celebrate. It's Jesus' birthday, I say. Baila! This Christmas I want mucho dinero. What is it? That's around the table, get up in the table, that's around the table, let me jump. That's around the table, get up in the table, that's around the table, hey, Christmas season, people ready for shopping, waiting for somebody.
All right, so I'm back with you and we continued our discussion right here on the Street 919 FM. Yesterday, the Prime Minister would have made some statements also concerning Mr. Warner. He also talked about the crime situation. And he talked about people must stand responsibilities. You can't have loved ones home or family members home who you know into the crime business. And you're not seeing anything, you're not doing anything, you just have them there distressing Trinidad and Tobago. So you also appeal to family members who know you have a loved one who is involved in crime and you're just not seeing anything about it. But my main discussion today is statements made by Minister Stuart Young. Minister Young made a statement over the weekend in the media. And I wanted to hear what you, the listeners of the Street 919 FM, what you think about it. What are your thoughts about what Minister Young had to say? While I'm taking your calls on that, I wanted to share with you, we always try to highlight some good news now. We always try to highlight some good news and things like that. So I'm going to get that in, but let me play some voice notes.
Pastor Google, I want to let you know something, right? WASA is a game these people playing with people. You understand? It's a game they're playing with me. Pastor Google, we get water Wednesday night. And before Thursday morning, they cut it off last week. You understand? Before Thursday morning, they cut off the water. So these people playing games with people. The Wednesday before, we get water. 2 people called me from WASA. A lady called me and a gentleman called me. He asked me when the water scheduled for. I told him that the water scheduled for Wednesday. Normally there'll be Wednesday and Thursday, but we just always get on a Wednesday. Wednesday night we get water. And before Thursday morning, the water gone. So I get about a half tank of water, Pastor Google. And up to now, we can get a drop of water again. Pastor Google, my move right now is to go and see the MP. I want to go and see the MP. Pastor Google, later on, I will take out a video. I will make a video and show you how my tanks empty and other tanks empty. And I will show you how the pipe dries so nobody will say it's lie. Okay? And I will try to send it to TV6 too. You understand? Because this is very disrespectful with Wassa. Very, very disrespectful with Wassa. You understand? If something is going on, let her tell me what it is going on. But we don't understand. Why? Only giving me water. Wednesday night, we ain't getting no water no other time but Wednesday. Wednesday night we getting water. Only cut it back off before morning. So people who get water, well, everybody tanks empty, so you know who in front go get water first and who in the back might get water after. I get half tank of water, Pastor Google. Look, right now my 2 tanks empty. And I don't want to buy other tanks because if 2 tanks ain't getting full, if I buy other tanks, what will happen? They go pack up there. This is very disrespectful with Wassa, very disrespectful. And for the MP2, I had to get on to Mr. Adrian. Because I work hard for PNM, real hard. I don't want to work from PNM. I don't want nothing. I don't work and resign already. I work hard. Election time, I just work. I just real work. You understand? Toting people from all over to go and vote. And this is what I get in? Something had to be wrong. Adrian, you have to get on this.
Hi, Google good day. I listened to that interview on Saturday, God's willing. It was on another frequency, and he really said that. But they do not highlight these things in the news. You understand? If he ain't bring it up, you wouldn't hear it anywhere. But he did said that, and it was on another frequency that I listened to with that interview on Saturday, gone. So it is true what he is saying. Google got there again. And he also said that if you listen to what Jennifer said in her speech in that meeting, which is, hey, all here what's going on. We have to get on the ground and we have to start to do our work and start to do it now.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Church, when I'm getting ready to come down on the ground, after all this years of failure to fool the people at the Prime Minister, we're going to general election. You don't beg people for voting Tobago. You fed up at the PNM with the nonsense, call election now. Good afternoon, Pastor Google. He worked very hard for the PNM that we deserve. No water. Great is the PNM, continue voting PNM and come and really cry for water. They come along and the government, they went to all, I get a fool all there. Fed up all the PNM government, but I to go.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Wassa have some advantage, but you know what, Pastor Google? Sometimes when Wassa open the water and people have tank and full up. That water doesn't waste, Pastor Google. Waste. I don't know what people talking about. Waste. The water doesn't waste. You hear water wasting and people lying in the bed, sleeping, and you hear that water falling and wasting the water? Wasting water, telling you. Look, I blame Wassa all the time. This man not hearing calling, but what? No blame Wassa all the time. Sometimes place where Wassa can't go. They don't have to live. They live in somewhere. Talk to your people them too. Not all the time the government. You could go anytime. You could talk to your people them. But I don't know why Wassa. I tell you, water to be wasting. Sometimes people don't get water because they know why they don't get water. Because other people wasting the water. Have a blessed day, Pastor. Go bye-bye.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Pastor Google. Good afternoon. Pastor Google, I agree with Mr. Stuart Young, Minister Stuart Young, because he said all 41 ministries we need to visit everybody. It doesn't matter whether who's PNM or who is UNC or PDP or UP. You understand? He said all 41, which he said is very good. And I want to tell Mr. Triple G, I hear you very good.
All right, Ms. Jabba. All right, we're taking your calls 3420081. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I have always voted PN, but I find the timing is wrong, and I don't agree with first time with the sister just now, because the timing is 7 years, and they don't know that by now. I am sorry, if there was a better opposition that is working, we don't be in real problems. Stuart Young is embarrassing the Prime Minister each time, and people are not seeing that, and I'm very upset because just because PNM, I would agree with everything. There's a process. Normally, I would take it to the party first in writing, but continuously he keeps embarrassing the PNM, and that's how I feel. I am very disappointed. Some people who are PNM will not say that because they're closing their eyes to certain things that is wrong. Anyway, have a blessed day. Thank you.
Okay, so the caller disagrees with Mr. Young's statements. Let me play Mr. Young's statements for you. And this is what we're discussing today.
We need to re-engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, the young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage the young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
So that's the statement by Minister Young that we're discussing. So Minister Young is saying that he believes that the party needs to go back on the ground, needs to get down on the ground and engage the population again. That's what Minister Young is saying. I know many times we sit here and we hear people complain, oh, the PRO, we're not hearing enough from the government. What the government doing? Pastor Google, if you don't come and tell me what the government doing, you will never know what the government doing. The government needs to come on the ground. Now Minister Young is saying that he is urging his fellow colleagues that they need to come down on the ground. We're going to take a break, We're going to come back. And when we come back, we continue with the discussion right here on the Street 919 FM. I am interested in hearing what you have to say today. I'm giving you that chance to say what you have to say about what you think about what Mr. Young said. All right. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting to, I don't know. Can't please everybody,
Story all about that good shepherd. How we leave the precious.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
His energy cannot be denied. Hailing from St. Mary, Jamaica, the Prophet, King Shango.
Don't sleep one night, them all I worry and fear. I choose to last the all my try to disrespect.
Kings and queens, welcome the one, the only, Capleton.
Boy, for this Marcus, then you must fight with us. Equal rights and justice.
Tell them, Prophet.
More than try to kill women and the more we live longer. More than try to live one and the more we get stronger.
Live from the Queen's Park Savannah, the Kingdom of Consciousness. Get ready for the Prophet, Capleton.
Man of all fire, man of all blood. We go over down and they cannot go.
Capleton at Kings of the Earth. Get your tickets now. Exclusively at advertised outlets or online at islandetickets.com. Visit all our social media platforms. Keywords Kings of the Earth Concert.
For the leadership position, a hard-working soldier for years in the PNM. He going for the leader of the party, so there we support we friend. Hey, Ronald boy, for leader of the party. Come on, everybody, Ronald boy, we supporting a hard worker.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the Street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Onia Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Tell me the story all about that good shepherd.
Engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they're involved, you're going to be in problem.
So man, you get enough attention. Your business thrive off the poor man. All you could help the 90 and 9 in Cedars. Down in the Gaga. Hey, over in when I'm back down to...
All right, so I'm back with you. Let me go back to the phone line. Sally, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Pastor Buddha.
Good afternoon, sir.
God's blessing to you and your family.
Same to
A
you.
good program.
Thank you very
Now, I
much.
listened to the playback of Mr. Young.
Yes.
And it makes sense. Now, we does hear, but we does not listen. And because we does not listen, we will never able to understand or receive the message as it put across. Mr. Young speaks about the 41 constituencies. PNM don't have 41.
No.
PNM, we have 41 constituencies. Sister, we have to come down. If the PNM alone you speak about, the entire opposition and the government, each one plays their role in what development you need to have in this country. Number two, WASA. WASA get blamed for everything. WASA means like the government, management. They are employees who employ to distribute the water, to turn on and turn off the water. And we need to get to that point where why the person who is turning on the water doing these things. So when we jump to the top, we are living underneath open, so everybody escape underneath. We must understand the role of every individual, what they have to do. The one who have to turn on the water, they must do it with an open heart, understanding we all as human beings here, we need the water. Don't jump and say, I'm going to Mr. Leon, I'm going to this one, and I'm going to that, and I vote for this one. There is one who turn on the water. So if you don't blame that person for not doing the work, they will escape. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pastor Guga.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, very, 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 very. Minister MP, Stuart Young, go to the head of the class, please. So, I'm begging you, please. You know why I'm saying that, Pastor Guga? What the government and the country have to remember, right? The last election we had in 2015 was totally different to this one. This one was during a pandemic, right? And then we know that the candidate then, the prospective candidate walking through the respective area they were assigned to, they could not go to the entire area, right? So they couldn't see everybody. And now, the politics different now, is more or less is youth dealing with now then. We have to find out a way to get at them. Because at the end of the constituency, a lot of people saying, well, they need to see the MP, they are saying the MP at all.
Wait. You not from Laogeta Talparo?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people saying that they're not seeing the MP?
Yeah, because there's some areas in the rural areas they're not seeing the MP.
But the MP would have come through, the MP would have had so much interaction. I came from San Fernando and walked with your MP, and people saying that they're not seeing the MP?
Yes, Pastor Gugu. I
Wow.
go to the area, you see, some of the areas that emerged during the pandemic, right? No, now, that is a big area, right? And it's not, now we know it's not all areas the MP could have covered. You understand? So all the people say, right? People are saying that.
Give me afraid politics, boy. Good.
No, from the area, so people say that they only see the MP. Now we know the MP have a tight schedule, a lot of work to do. You have a new ministry, right? So you have a lot of work to do, right? What the people are them saying, they can ask if you can come back at least then, right? And see the people and then, but seeing the politics now, it is so dynamic then. Right, I understand what's going on. It's so dynamic and there's so much work to do. I'm telling people unemployment, so it's really hard for the MP to come to the area, but really and truly, in a nutshell, Stuart Young is correct, and and the government need to come on the ground, right? And at least then see the people. Now the MP working, the MP working. He's doing work in certain areas. In areas people are not seeing him, but they're seeing at least then where he is doing work. Like where I live in my area, the road was real bad just last week. I sent the information for them. They send it back home and they fix the place and people passing again. So the MP working. But they need to see the MP then at least in the area so they could talk to them on a one-on-one and look at the issues and pass. I'm really shocked to realize that 90% of them are youth. 90% don't want to come on, but they need to see the MP to get some assurance that, well, everything will be okay then. Right? But they're not going to cost any fraud, what, They don't want to see the MP to talk to them and they go more or less feel all right now. Let's see the MP on the area on the ground now. So really, actually, yes, the MP need to come on the area so people can really see them and they're going to know exactly then what is the issue in the area and we're going to fix it. So thanks for taking my call.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Now, Chochong was right. If you listen to that last caller there. You hear why I asked the last caller? When was the last meeting your counselor? These people who say they ain't see the counselor, ask them when was the last meeting. Some of them might be able to tell us that. Because they don't keep in. You write a letter to your counselor and in 1 week your counselor send her back. So that means the counselor is in touch. But they want to see him. I don't know if that's a psychiatrist or what, but some people like to see the man to explain the problem. They know he can't solve the problem, but they want somebody that, with how to put it, that they could relay their problems to, like he's a psychiatrist. Well, I could understand that. I guess that is part of the point that Stuart Wong was making. But Pastor Google, life is strange. When you sit down and listen to, I don't want to change your conversation. Jack Warner, that is the conversation on the other side. And you know, a man said to us this morning, if Jack Warner has nothing to hide, and the opposition leader said to him, go and clear your name. So Jack Warner, go and clear your name and come back. And then we got room for you in the UNC. So I'm saying if the same thing applies to Jack Warner, then it applies to Ish Steve, Miss Ferguson, the former Attorney General, and sidekick, William Ramdeen. If all they have nothing to fear, show us your banking account to find and the date that Vincent Nelson say that I send money for so and so and so and so date. Or they show you a banking account or jump on the plane, go to England and show the British government that they in Nelson line. Same thing applies to Jack Warner, applies to all of us. Enjoy the Pastor Google. And remember, they said water for all. This issue about 60-something% of the population was getting water under Mr. Pandey and getting water under Kamala. How come all of a sudden, and I want to tell people something, Mr. Marvin Gonzalez said to us about 2 or 3 months ago, they were going on, I'm trying to restructure WASA. And just now the man, because they were going on, a man complained he worked for the government. But so, you work for the citizen at Trinidad and Tobago, where today you could retire and get a pension. So you work to benefit of Trinidad and Tobago, not the PNM. Because look here what government come into office, Trinidad and Tobago ain't going away. So, Mr. Gonzalez said to us, here we're going on, you see, a man supposed to turn on the water, but here we're going on, the people them complaining. So I'm going to restructure WASA, and I'm looking for a man to sit down in a room, so no man has to drive around to turn on no stop cooking like Batara because he's a PNM, so you go turn off the water in Batara and let Port of Spain get. I would press a button, I will hire people to press a button and turn on and turn off stop cook. So, it's up to the UNC to go along to hope that we could restructure WASA and don't tell me don't fire them and don't send them home. Because it's not the minister turns on your water. It's you and I, your uncle, my stepfather, your brother, your sister turns on the water. So if you're not doing the job and make it modernized, then you would be out of work and somebody else to get out. Pastor
Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Pastor Google.
Yes, Miss Gemma.
Pastor Google.
Yes, Miss Gemma. Hello. All right, call me back, Miss Jama.
Yep. Now, Pastor Google, listen to me. You see my counselor, Dr. Dabadi Umira, anytime I call her, she will say, Mrs. Richard, I'm in a meeting. I am going to call you back. And I could count on that before the day out or the night out, my counselor will give me a call and give me a hearing. I don't think they have to walk all over the area and on everybody's house, over 300,000 people, 400,000 people house. If you have a grievance and you want to get help, you say what it is, ask them, you call them my phone, they have most of them have the phone number on the building. Call them and tell them what the problem is. They can't walk by everybody's house. They cannot. I don't know what people want now, boy. Easy now.
All right, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying, right? Because you mentioned something that why I separated with the 41 things, right? Is because the PNM, I telling you, the PNM supporters, you cannot please all of them. Everybody have the differences. But the difference with the PNM and the UNC, PNM supporters will not agree with everything that the party say. But the UNC supporters, they do not disagree with nothing that their party say. And the UNC cannot win an election without the disgruntled PNM supporters. And that's the point I was trying to get across. So when they say all 41, yes, I know it's all 41, but one party that disagree and the other party that just agree with everything, well, check the thing down by the higher. They agree with everything. They know I did it, but they just agree. And that's the difference. And they cannot win without the support of the disgruntled PNM supporters. That is what I was trying to explain. Thanks.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good. I just want to say one thing about that Jack Warner affair. Our government has to be very, very careful how it goes about dealing with that. If they look to interfere at all, they will be accused of interfering with the judicial process. Right? In other words, you'll get licks if you do and licks if you don't. But what they must not do at all is try to interfere in this thing. Because, you see, if they look to make some kind of negotiation or some deal with Jack Warner or where he's concerned, what is going to happen? You see, the population is watching on there. There will be people who support him, Jack Warner. There will be people who want him to be extradited. But if the PNM isn't careful, if they look to tamper at all with this thing with Jack Warner and, not leave it to the courts to make the final decision, they're going to be accused of doing just like the UNC with Galbaranting and Ferguson, who saved their friends from prosecution in Florida and certain jails. And if they do the same thing with Jack Warner, they'll be accused of doing the same. UNC will come back and attack you. They'll come back and attack you and say, you accuse us of saving our corrupt friends. Look, you're doing the same thing now with Jack Warner. Although Jack Warner was with them, but I think the PNM government has to be leave it to the court, and if the final decision is, well, he loses finally in the local court, then the Attorney General should do what he has to do, sign off, and let him go. And if the electorate reject you for that, well, so be it. But no deal must be made at all for Jack Warner. None at all. Right? And the government must be very cautious how they deal with it. Let the law take its course, as Reginald Amos said, and we will take it from there. But don't interfere at all, at all, at all. Okay, thanks.
Oh.
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon,
Morning,
sorry.
Pastor
Good
Booker.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sorry. Yes, this Jaguar thing, I don't know. But I, as the caller said just now, that I am waiting to see if that 40 days is going to be expired. Because I heard a guy call on, I think his Aisha program, and was explaining about the 40 days had lapsed, and that is why Ish and Steve couldn't go. And I believe it was orchestrated that it would lapse, and they wasn't allowed. They would not have been able to go after that 40 days. The UNC made sure they put things in place. So the thing about it is, the UNC now, I am sure a lot of them saying, let Jack go and answer his charges, because the leader of the opposition, when she was prime minister, remember she told him, go and clear your name and come back. Yes? Go and clear your name and come back. So they just let him, they give he what Ram Logan and all who fight for Ish and Steve not to go abroad and face their charges. You know, and there's always remember, Pastor Google, you remember when Jack Warner was the MP for Shogunas, when he said, when he gave 12, not 5, 12 scholarships to people in his constituency. And every one of those scholarships were Indian. And I remember a friend of mine was telling me, she said, girl, it have a young girl I know going to Holy Faith. She got 6 ones. She said, you mean to say Jack Warner didn't even consider it? You had 12, you know, you say, well, I'm going to give 6, or even, at least you put in an African or 2 students. No, all 12 were Indians. And watch, I am sure half of them, Muzzy, if not all, Muzzy saying, go and give up yourself. And this is the thing I just can't take with some of we African people. Yes? So, let's see if the 40 days will pass and it will not be signed. And because I don't know if you have any options again, but we wait and we see what takes place with Jack Austin Warner. Pastor Google, you have a good day and reach home safe.
2-3 mansion, don't mind you get enough attention. You get support from the poor man, all you could help the 90 and 9 in Mamoral, up in Caradal, hey, hard bargain in Flanagan, do something for the 90 and from Panalgas.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says the first item of business he dealt with on being appointed opposition leader years ago was to object to the appointment of Jack Warner to the cabinet back then.
Not that I had any problem with the people of Chaguanas West electing who they want to elect to represent them, you know. But I made the point that when you're talking about a cabinet member, you can't have a gentleman who had that kind of reputation and worse, a job at FIFA. And I told this country that his involvement at FIFA could and would embarrass Trinidad and Tobago.
Addressing the PNM's Women's League's annual general meeting on Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rowley said he warned the country of the situation it now finds itself in.
I'll tell you one thing. He is confident that he has the love and affection of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm glad for him. I'm glad for him. I'm glad that you don't put your leaders into that situation to have to get that kind of love. But Kamala Prasad Bisesa elevated him to acting Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So today when all the movies are being made about international cookery, Trinidad and Tobago features prominently
Meanwhile, as he campaigned ahead of his party's internal election, which is now 2 weeks away, Dr. Rowley identified crime as a problem area he intends to address, but said people also...
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM. 91.9 is counting down 91 days of Christmas. Yes, 91 days of Christmas. It's karaoke, prizes to be won, giveaways. It's the 91 days of Christmas on the street. 919 FM.
I could sing a good serenade. Oh, it's Christmas.
Kings and queens, the return to consciousness is here.
One thing I can do, one thing I can say. Almighty God, I lead the way.
Performing live at the biggest reggae concert for the year. Kings of the Earth. Welcome the original fireman, Anthony B. Anthony B.
Wine and roses for my baby.
Anthony B. Live from the Queen's Park Savannah, Saturday, 26 November. Get your tickets now. Visit all our social media platforms. Keywords, Kings of the Earth Concert.
For the leadership position, a hard-working soldier for years in the PNM. He went for the leader of the party, so there we support with friends. Hey, Ronald Boy, for leader of the party. Come on, everybody, Ronald Boy, we supporting a hard worker.
Calling all social media influencers, carnival babies, and boat ride lovers. Get ready for TikTok on the sea. On board the Embassy Yacht Carnival Saturday, 18th February 2023. Boarding 3 p.m. at the Hyatt Waterfront in Port of Spain. Sailing 4 to 7 p.m. Tickets cost TT $200. Includes free shots and cutters on entry. Plus, giveaways from Fab Look Beauty Bar 868 and $1,000 in cash. Courtesy World of Things online retail store. Performances by Bubbles and Yankee Boy, alongside DJs Princess Chow, Nigel Snipes, Razor, and more. Tickets available online at islandetickets.com. Bobby's Bar Curep, Shens 868-461-4159. Cross 346-380-9679. TikTok on the Sea is hosted by Lady Hype and powered by Campari, Magnum, the World of Things online retail store, and Cross Promotions. Miss this? Your man is niceness outside.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
Hi Trinidad and Tobago, this is yours truly, Pastor Charles, streaming live from Port of Spain, Trinidad, Marvel Road, 91.9. Our services start from, 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning from the first, the second, and last Wednesday of the month. We are going to have a TRME time in the presence of God. We will be praying, praise God, for our nation. We'll be praying for families. We'll be praying for those that are sick and those that are in need. Tune in to the best station, 91.5 FM Street Live, Port of Spain, Marathon.
The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., to the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., The Law and You, and every Friday evening from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All Night Prayer Live, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Address, but said people also have a role to play.
The criminal scourge in Trinidad and Tobago today didn't start in my tenure. If all these murderers are committing these murders, going home to their family, what is the role of those who are protecting them at the family level? What is the role? And I'm saying today, families have a role to give up the criminals and let there be two groups in this country, those who are observing the law and those who are breaking the law.
Cindy Raghubatika Singh, TV6 News.
Fixing up one another, influencing the leader. But what about the 90 and 9? Don't mind you build a big mansion, don't mind you get enough attention. Your business thrive off the poor man. All you could help the 90 and 9 in Cedars, down in the Gaga, hey, over in when I'm back down to Chatham. We can't forget the 90 and 9 in Maclot, over by Apoca, hey, Rancho Quemado, Sangre Chiquito, are singing for the 90 and 9, hey, Carapo Caparo, Los Bajolos Zero, Rasho Seco, Guayco, are praying for the 90 and 9.
Dr. Keith Rowley says the first item of business he dealt with on being appointed opposition leader years ago was to object to the appointment of Jack Warner to the cabinet back then.
Not that I had any problem with the people of Chaguanas West electing who they want to elect to represent them, But I made the point that when you're talking about a cabinet member, you can't have a gentleman who had that kind of reputation and was a job at FIFA. And I told this country that his involvement at FIFA could and would embarrass Trinidad and Tobago.
Addressing the PNM's Women's League's annual general meeting on Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rowley said he warned the country of the situation it now finds itself in.
I'll tell you one thing. He is confident that he has the love and affection of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm glad for him. I'm glad for him. I'm glad that you don't put your leaders into that situation to have to get that kind of love. But Kamala Prasad Bisesa elevated him to acting Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So today when all the movies are being made about international crookery, Trinidad and Tobago features prominently.
Meanwhile, as he campaigned ahead of his party's internal election, which is now 2 weeks away, Dr. Rowley identified crime as a problem area he intends to address, but said people also have a role to play.
The criminal scourge in Trinidad and Tobago today didn't start in my tenure. If all these murderers are committing these murders, going home to their family, what is the role of those who are protecting them at the family level? What is the role? And I'm saying today, families have a role to give up the criminals and let there be two groups in this country, those who are observing the law and those who are breaking the law.
Cindy Raghubar Singh, TV6 News.
My people get mature. We have grown up for sure, yeah. With some understanding, but we just can't take this bitter pill much more. We come running over, yeah, with oil from we neighbor. I said to my leader, let's do this, let's work together. Tell the invest in small business, show the grassroots more interest. That's one way we could fix this. When you big up the 90 and 9, don't mind you build 4-5 mansion. Don't mind you get enough attention. You get support from the poor man. All you could help the 90 and 9 in Fifaro. Still have mud volcano. Hey, Williamsville, farmers in Trantville. We can't forget the 90 and 9. Mount Ololo and Kwaito. Some of them places all you don't even know. You never even go. But we can't forget the 90 and Guayari. Telling you Shakari. Hey, Maturita up in Maruga. Do something for the 90 and 9. Now papi do. Now pipi do. Alika. I'm telling you, Sinbego. Good shepherd lead the sheep on to greener pasture. Oh yeah, we know that you mean well, and we could tell it's for whatever. Out of the den of thieves, look, the sheep grow stronger. This time the real mission is to have vision, choose much wiser. After you stand the grain, my people can't be blind. This leader cut budget, less wastage, less overspending. Don't forget, recession brought this fear. Eater food brought us here. All your Israel dumb sheep, if you choose to go back to that this year, tell the 1%, enjoy all your luxury. But the Father ain't forget we. It's my responsibility to look out for the 90 and 9. Whether you build 8-9 mansion, come let we build up this nation. As you reach out to the poor man, you empower the 90 and 9 in Sando, hey, up Dalfaro, hey, Princess Tongue and Monkey Tongue. I can't forget the 90 and East-West Corridor, Central Trinidad for sure. Hey, Point 14 to Diego Martin, crime one to Dundee 90 and 9. I take my time as you would know to make mention of Tobago. That is the land that we love so. I'm praying for the 90 and 9. La da pipi do, la papi do.
right, so I'm taking your calls 342-0081. You just heard what the Prime Minister had to say about the crime situation. You also, I'm engaging you in the conversation about what Minister Young had to say. So I'm taking your calls on 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, 466-5391. So you heard the Prime Minister. He would have talked about the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago, and he made some statements that I think, some people say that, it's a cop-out, and all different things you're seeing on social media where the Prime Minister's statement on crime. But I want to hear what's your view, so I'm giving you an opportunity to share your view on the topics that are at hand. One, which is on statements made by Minister Young. I'm going to play the statements made by Minister Young again for you to share your views.
We need to re-engage with our ground. We need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they engage with our ground, we need to get down in the 41 constituencies and listen. We're not going to be able to solve everything, but we need to listen and do what we can to assist what is going on the ground. The second thing is, if we don't re-engage the young people, and the new generation of young people are real different. In the old days, when the elders talk to you, go and do so. There's no questions asked. You go and do it. Stuart, go and do so. Now, young people and the age that we're living in, you need to engage them. You need to keep them engaged. They need to understand. You need to bring them across to the understanding and these types of things. So I also see that as critical. So I've told them, if we don't engage young people and bring them on board and give them a sense of belonging and make sure that they engage with our ground, we need to get...
All right, so let me take some calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Firstly, let me start with Minister Young. Minister Young is 100% correct. The only problem is, what is the method I, as the MP for the area, should use? Because as you and I will well know, the MP cannot go from house to house. So to me, the task is simple. There is a locality. You must have localities in all your areas, and you schedule meetings for all localities. So let's say Sampano East, where you live, or Sampano West, where I live. You as the MP, divide Sampano West into areas, and make your announcement. I will be in area 1 today, area 1 Friday, 2 Friday, area 3, and there you can engage everybody, so nobody can complain, and the distance won't be too far for people to say that, to walk easily and reach that locality where the meeting is being held. So I feel that is a correct thing. MPs or even people who didn't win for the PNM, all 41 constituency, go and set up meetings and meet the people. It's simple to hire a car and drive to the area and let the public know your fellow MP or your MP, your PNM personnel will be at this junction today. And that could be solved with, as far as our Prime Minister and Mr. Warner, there's no cop-out. There is a price for wrongdoing, right? And there's a court to deal with that, not a government. There is a court to deal with that. And Dr. Keith Christopher Worley is right with it.